Greens Kiss Nation. Today we're talking about my Kiss tribute experience seeing Kiss alive at the Foundry in Waynesboro, Virginia. The Foundry is like a restaurant type of place where you can have some food, have some drinks, and watch some cool music on stage while you're eating and drinking. Um, and the Foundry is a pretty good place to have like a concert like this. What was kind of cool before they went on stage, they actually, when the lights went down, they were playing The Who Won't Get Fooled Again. Kind of like, reminded me of like when Kiss played that song at Buenos Aires during a Live 35 concerts. And it was really cool. It gave me like some really like 2008, 2009 Alive 35 flashbacks. And the the concert, it was a pretty good concert. I've never seen Kiss alive before, and I knew Jim said it was in the band, but that's about all I knew about Kiss alive. Um, um, their set list was the classic Kiss '70s set list with some surprises. They did Deuce start a show off. Then did Strutter. Then I believe Cold Gin was the third song, which is a pretty early to play Cold Gin. Then after Cold Gin, they did War Machine, which I didn't expect them to pull out War Machine, but that was a pretty good song to that was a pretty good version that I heard them doing. Jim Setta, is a really good Gene Simmons guy. He's been doing Gene Simmons as a tribute band act since the 90s. So it's like some early 90 Kiss Army footage with Jim doing Cold Gin, and it's really cool. I mean, then after War Machine and Jim Setta breathed fire, that was he's pretty good. I didn't expect there to be some like any pyro besides Jim breathing fire. There's a couple like sparklers coming up, and that was really cool. I like that. And the Kiss Army and the show I was at, they showed up. I mean, um, John Carlazzo, of Paul Stanley of the band, was saying that they had like a bad crowd in Pennsylvania, wherever they're playing in Pennsylvania, and like I said, the Kiss Army, the Virginia Kiss Army, they showed up. I mean, it was really cool, kind of being in that atmosphere, again, because I've so many songs I haven't heard since End of the Road, like Deuce, War Machine, Cold Gin. It's really cool. Then they put out some surprises that I didn't expect them to pull out. I didn't expect to hear Room Service. That was a pretty big ticket song as far as deep cuts are concerned. Then another song that I was not expecting to hear was Rocket Ride from the Ace. The Ace did two songs, Rocket Ride and Shock Me, and Shock Me had the smoking guitar and everything, which I've never seen the smoking guitar besides Ace Frehley doing smoking guitar when I saw him in West Virginia. And it was really cool. They didn't do the rocket thing, but it was really cool to see the smoking guitar again. Um, Another song that I was hoping to hear was Doctor Love, and they did play it. I mean, it was really cool. It was a really good version. Jim's always done a great job singing that song, and it was cool. Um, Another deep cut that I didn't expect to hear was Going Blind. Um, I immediately got like Rock the Nation vibes because they did pull that song out for like some special shows on the Rock the Nation tour, like Australia and Japan. And another song that I wasn't expecting to hear was All American Man. That was really good. I've never ever heard that song live. Not even from I don't think Kiss has ever pulled that song live. So it was kind of cool to hear them do that song. Um, Another cool moment was the Gene Simmons bass solo. It was a really good eerie demon-esque bass solo. Um, the cool thing about Jim was he was using a replica of like Gene's early '70s bass before the Punisher was a thing, and the the light show was like um, what you would see at Kiss and Cobo Hall in the '70s. This is kind of what the light show reminded me of, like with the colors and like that house light kind of going all over the place. That was really cool. I liked that. Another song I didn't think to hear was I was Made for Loving You, and I noticed there was a disco ball up where like the people in the front were close to where I was at. Um, and I didn't expect it, but as soon as I heard Paul Stanley guy say, "You ought to know this one," it was like, it's like the Alive Free intro to that song, and it was really good. I thought that was a really good version. Um, Another '80s song that I didn't expect them to pull out was "Lick It Up," but they did a really good job with "Lick It Up," and it was fun. I mean, like I was singing along with some of these songs, and it's fun. It was a good time, and I did get some pictures of the show, which I shared on my Facebook page. Um, and I was like, it got there's good pictures. I got one of Jim said doing the blood, the Ace doing guitar, smoking guitar. The Peter Chris guy was a really solid drummer. I got a few pictures of him doing the drum solo. He needed Beth, and I was like, that was really cool. That was really cool. What was cool about the Peter Chris drum solo that he did the whole drum move the drumsticks here to one half of the crowd, move it here for the other half, and did the whole this move like from a reunion tour. As someone who's never seen the reunion tour in person but has lots of video footage from the reunion tour, that was kind of cool to see Peter Chris do the whole drumstick here, drumstick there, and then this. That was that was really cool. I like that. Um, Another song that was kind of a blast to hear was "Do You Love Me." Again, never heard that. Haven't heard that song since the end of the road tour, and that was really cool. To hear "Do You Love Me." Um, then they did Black Diamond, and that was another fun song to experience again since the end of the road tour. And then after that was Rock and Roll All Night, and John Carlazzo did the classic Rock and Roll All Night banner from Alive One, and it was fun. I mean, the whole place was singing along "I Want to Rock and Roll Night" and party every day. Even when he did the "Hey Hey Yeah" bit, that was like we were all singing along and participating. That was really cool. So yeah, the show was really cool. I mean, I got some good pictures of him on stage, and before we left, there was some merch for sale. Like some shirts and some wristbands and some other stuff like that. And I walked out of there with this shirt. This is like official Kiss Alive merch. And it's really cool. I mean, I've never really I've only gotten like one concert shirt, and that was from the End of the Road tour, but I've worn a few times on this channel. But this is like my second concert T-shirt, and that was like really cool, really cool. Um, so yeah, I thought the band did a really good job. They really stayed true to the classic '70s Kiss. They did pull some '80s songs here and there, but they were like really good '80s songs, like War Machine and Lick It Up. And yeah, they did do a lot of other songs. They did like "Hotter Than Hell" and stuff like that. I was hoping "Hotter Than Hell" would be the fire breathing song, but the War Machine's Gene's always breathed fire on War Machine sometimes, so I bet also it made sense. So yeah, like this has been my review of the Kiss Alive tribute show in Waynesboro, Virginia. Hope you liked it, and I got some other videos coming out pretty soon. I'm going to be reviewing the Legends tribute to Kiss, and I will be reviewing Kiss Check Company Decades of Kiss, and I recently got that album, and I'm going to be reviewing both those albums in the near future. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Till next time, I'll see you around. Later.